one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
Yeah, I put my angel in the dirt and been on demon time. I'm sorry, mama, they keep playing with my peace of mind. Created niggas can't be threatened by no seed of mine. When the last time y'all see me with my feet reclined? Past like torturous, inner thoughts like a fortress, biologically forfeited, bottled up. A nigga had to put a cork in it. Nigga thought he had one up on me, fucking unfortunate. Black magic, Harry Potter, that young source of shit. Good girl, so she claimed, do all sorts of shit. Neck like an ostrich, mouth taking all of my kids, look like an orphanage. I'ma be all up in her rears when them endorphins hit. I seen the ops out in traffic, that's ghost riding like E40. Way too focused on checks, I don't even see shorty. Whatever is for me, nigga, it's gonna be for me.
They've had every opportunity to make this right. And they won't. And I'm like holding my breath. I'm waiting for the other cleat to drop in Baltimore. Like, are you guys going to do it now?
Hell, I might send him a bouquet. Because Skip, here's the thing, okay? He comes in, Flacco's playing, Flacco get hurt, he's playing bad anyway. He comes in, he leads them to the playoffs. The next year, he wins the MVP. The next year, he takes them back to the playoffs and wins the playoff game. So what else do you need to see before you give this man his money? So he plays last year, okay? You don't give him his money. And now, you're in the playoff with Lamar. We're in the playoff, bro. Ooh, we good, Lamar. No, we're not good. And we're not going to be good until you break bread. Make the money right.
Slip me your Zanny at once. Somebody. I got the world in the blunt smoke. I got you. I get the skirt when I want. Skirt. I get the skirt when I want. Skirt. Due to the money aroma. I got your bitch in the coma. Ayo. J. Cole be spitting. I love J. Cole, bro. That motherfucker be spitting. I'm trying to tell you, bro, you know, I don't like people who be like, yo, J. Cole boring. Okay, bro. I'm sick of that shit. But listen, how is everybody doing tonight? Well, tonight, today, whichever point in time you're looking at the video or listening or watching the show. I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably be lazy on this one when it comes to the slides and shit. It won't be too much action going on in them slides because I done recorded this video already and the file got corrupted. So here I am. So I don't want y'all to think that I'm just late for no reason. The only reason that this video will be up on Thursday is because it should have been up yesterday and the file was corrupted when I went to go upload it because the idea was that I was going to release the AFC playoff predictions that night after on Sunday, which I did. So that was definitely up Monday for people to watch. It was up Sunday night, but people could definitely watch it on Monday. Then the next video I wanted to upload was the Aaron Rodgers video. I had already made sure I had recorded that one. But then I recorded the NFC playoffs. And as I'm uploading it, the whole file corrupted. I was like, so that's unfortunate. So here we are again. Now I was going to record this earlier also, but when I got off of work today, bro, I passed the fuck out. Like I went straight to sleep after I got off work, dog. Like no kidding. I just woke up probably like 2 hours ago. I didn't know if I was going to work out first or if I was going to hop on the show, but I'm not getting to where I need to get to just because I'm working out. So fuck that workout shit. We can do that after. You dig? I got your due to the money aroma. I got your bitch in a coma. Hey. Hey, listen. We here to talk about the NFC playoffs, round one. Do anybody else watch this show, The Blacklist? See, I started watching that shit, I think, when I graduated high school in 2012. Whenever it was the first season, I was on it from the first season, right? But as I'm in college and shit like that, I definitely stopped watching. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just did not have no type of time in college. And the free time in college was not spent watching no fucking TV. I can tell you that right now. My back end of college when I was at Campbell, bro, I got so fucking tired of doing classes and I knew I wasn't coming back because I did not like how the classes that I took and the curriculum, like I just didn't like it. So I was like, because I went to school for broadcasting. It's not that I mean journalism, broadcasting. It's not that I didn't want to do that. It's I didn't like the program Campbell had because I felt like I'm doing newspaper type shit. I'm learning the history of this shit. I'm like, bro, this is irritating as a motherfucker. All while I'm still taking these courses I already done took in high school. I'm like, bro, why do I need to take these fucking math classes? I I be using like biology and shit. Like I don't use that in my life, bro. I don't use over half the shit I learned in school, bro. Shit's a scam. Shit's a scam. But bro, my back end of that, like my last 2 months in college, bro, I stopped going to all my classes and I just was sleeping all day and fucking all. I was done with that shit, bro. I was done. I didn't want to leave Campbell what I did, but if I had a different mindset at that time, I would have stayed because my brother really wanted me to stay. But I was like, nah, I can't do this shit. I said, I hate this fucking shit. And I never hated the school. I just hated I just don't like school, bro. The concept of it. The money grab to build the economy, I guess is what they say. Who knows, bro? Either way, I fucked with Campbell. I don't even know how I got to talking about Campbell, to be completely honest with you. But that does not matter. We are here to talk about the NFC play. Oh, bro, I know what we was talking about, bro. Yo, yeah, I stopped watching the Blacklist around the time I got to college. But check me out. I don't know if I don't watch this show, and I don't watch too many shows now. And if I sit down and watch a show, I'm watching that bitch in one sitting. I'm not finna take multiple days to watch it unless it's one of them shits like police procedurals I be watching, like, but it's got to be like something like a Criminal Minds, and I haven't even got caught up on that. I stopped watching that at season 12 because Netflix stopped uploading the seasons, bruh. I did watch that shit in college, me and my brother. But listen, actually that was after I got out of the first college. Then when I got to a college where I had moved into an apartment, then I started watching them shits more because, you know, I didn't regret leaving Campbell after I got to a different college and I was able to live in an apartment with my two cousins who was basically brothers. That shit was lit. Just smoking weed all the time. One of my cousins didn't smoke. He didn't do nothing. He went to Central. And he got out of his dorm with his roommate. He hated that shit with his roommate, his dorm. Bro, we moved that motherfucking in to Central, and I ain't trying to take a shot at Central. I wish I actually didn't say the name of the school. Because now I don't even want to tell the story because I don't want them to look bad. But I'm going to tell this motherfucking story. When we first moved my cousin into Central, I mean, they better now, bro. I'm going to just imagine they better now. They got to be. Like, because I really don't want to take this shot at Central, bro. They beat Jackson State in that big bowl game this year. So, hey, shout out to them. But when we moved my cousin in there, I kept smelling something. And I'm like, bruh, y'all don't smell that? But everybody was smelling it too. They just didn't recognize what the smell was. But I had smelt this smell before because of different jobs I done worked. So I'm around this type of thing more so than most people might not be around if you don't work certain type of jobs. And I kept smelling mold. And I was like, man, it smelled like fucking mold in here, bruh. And then when I said it, my aunt was like, it do smell like mold in here. Because the type of jobs she done been around and had to work through. Because she a business owner. So she done been, and she buy a property and shit like that sometimes. So she done been in properties that's got mold. So she know the smell. And so as we going, I'm looking for this shit, bro. And he going in his bathroom and he look up and boom, mold all in the bathroom. I say, what the fuck? That shit was crazy. They got my man moved out the first fucking. We had to get him moved out of that room that first night, bro. First day. Shit was crazy. But bro, shout out Central, bro. I didn't tell that story to be no jackass or to make y'all look bad, bro. That was like 6 years ago. Probably longer than that. I think that was like in 2014, as a matter of fact. They definitely better now than they were back then. You dig? I get the... I better go with the bit. You dig? Since I was a young and I began to. You dig? Listen, the Blacklist. I gotta finish this thought. I used to love the show, and I probably would still very much enjoy it. But I've never watched a show where the lead character, Elizabeth King, I don't think I ever watched a show where I hated the lead character as much as I hated Liz. I'm like, bro, this might be the worst, most annoying fucking lead character I have ever watched in a show that I actually like. And it got to the point where I finally stopped watching this shit because I was like, man, I just can't keep doing this shit with Liz, bro. I just can't. I said, I don't care about her storylines. I don't care. I watched this show for Dembe and Red because their relationship is fucking dope. That is the only reason I continued to watch the show for so long. Red is a unbelievably great character. Dembe's character growth and shit was unbelievable to me. But it got to the point where I'm like, man, you know what? The Tom storyline cool, Kaplan storyline cool, but I just don't give a fuck about Liv, bro. Or Liz. Elizabeth King. I just did not give a damn, bro. So I think it was around the I saw some of the Katrina, and I'm also somebody who never gave a flying fuck. Cause I was so invested in Red as the like how cool he was. I never gave a damn if like who he was, like if he was once it started, people started talking about like he was a woman that became Red, like now he a man. I was like, okay, bro, you know what? You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out. Fuck that shit. I'm out. I had to go. I couldn't do it. But let's talk about these playoffs. Shout out to Blacklist. Let's talk about these. But then I started watching Parks and Rec, and that shit's just legendary. And it's so crazy because Parks and Rec is the one. That's like my favorite show all time. One of my favorite shows all time. And that show was one of the shows I absolutely hate. I could not get through episode 1 for the longest. Every time I tried, I cut it off, went to sleep. I don't go to sleep during shows or movies I've never seen before, if I choose to watch it. But I think this was the time when Netflix was just starting to get big. This was like way back in the day when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I really wish I was a kid again. Count me out. Hey, okay. We done with this rapping shit. All right, we done with it, bro. I'm not even going. I got a real. All right, let's go. NFC round 1. The playoffs are set. We got the number 2 seeded 49ers at home taking on the 7th seeded Seattle Seahawks. We got the number 3 seeded Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings at home taking on the number 6 seeded New York Giants. We got the number 4 seeded Tampa Bay Bucks, who are 8-9, taking on the 5 seed Dallas Cowboys, who have a far superior record than them. I can't even remember Dallas's record at the moment, but I know they got at least 11 or 12 wins. Far more wins than Tampa. So the playoffs, and of course the Philadelphia Eagles, much like the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC, have a bye because they were the best team in the conference this year. Shout out. Let's talk about this Dallas Cowboys game. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and get Minnesota out the way because that's the game I'm going to spend the least amount of time on. I'm going to just be honest with you. This is I'm not starting off with that game. I'm starting off with the games that I like the most. I want to talk about this Dallas Cowboys Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. So everything should tell me to pick the Dallas Cowboys in this game, like the defense, even though I didn't like the defense down the stretch this month. Dak and these interceptions is a very weird place right now because I told you, I don't complain or get mad or really care too much about Dak throwing interceptions for the simple reason he wasn't always in a pass first offense. So I felt like he needed to get that out of the system. But now, you got the receivers bobbling it, but some of these interceptions that Dak is throwing is just, you can't throw them, my boy. And when you think about the fact that he got 15 fucking interceptions and he missed 5 games, you do the math, and I'm going to just take them 5 games and I'm going to give him an interception for 3 of them games, and I'm going to have to give him 2 interceptions for the other 2 apiece because that's the kind of the trend he on. So you say 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 motherfucking interceptions that this man could add on to the 15 he already have. That's 22 fucking interceptions this year. If he played a full season, more than likely. That's insane. So I do understand the interception problem now. I agree with people now. That has become a problem. They got to figure that out. And it ain't just on Dak to figure that out. Kellen got to figure it out also. Mike McCarthy got to figure it out because they call the offense. They got to figure out how to get Dak from stop. We just got to get the interceptions out your system, my boy. We cannot throw interceptions now in the playoffs because that lose you games. But that being said, I want to pick the Dallas Cowboys to win this game, but it's so hard because I told you Dallas is the one team that I think could fold. They are the team that I just cannot trust. Like, I don't trust the Vikings either. But that's what makes the NFC so weird this year because there's only really two teams in the NFC that I trust. And that's the Cowboys. That's the 49ers and the Eagles. To me, those two teams look far superior than every other team in the NFC playoffs. So when I look at this game, I'm like, as good as Dallas's stats may be all around, all yada yada yada. It's up to the Bucs, in my opinion. If the Bucs come to play, the Bucs can win this game. Dallas's defense, for some odd fucking reason, has just not been the same down the stretch this year. The offense, as good as it is, continue to turn the ball over. If Tampa Bay can, I don't even think Tampa Bay got to find a run game this game. They just have to get first downs, score when they are in the red zone, do not turn the ball over because Tom Brady was having a bit of an interception problem down the stretch. Do not turn the ball over. And Tampa Bay's defense is going to come to play. So this is and they are at home. Dallas is not the home team. So, in my opinion, this game got upset written all over it. I'm taking Tampa, bro. I'm riding with Tampa. Tom. I'm going with the GOAT. They going to figure this shit out. I'm trying to tell you, Julio going to make a big play in this game. They are going to figure this out. I don't know how they going to do it. I think the offense is going to redo what they did in Carolina which was weird because they was playing like shit for a lot of that game also, and then they just turned it on. Carolina said, you know what, Mike Evans, how about you just kill us on 3 streaks? So I think that Tampa Bay will struggle to score and to start off this game. But I think this playoffs, bro, Tommy gonna take this, turn this shit up, bro. They gonna turn this shit up. They in the playoffs now. I'm not even going to really get into the head coaching situation right now, even though I'm still a person who say Bruce Arians would be doing more with this team right now because he is just a better head coach than Todd Bowles, and he is one of the better head coaches in the NFL that nobody really was giving him too much credit for being that. But when I look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the biggest problem is can they score? If they can beat Dallas because the defense can get turnovers. I mean, Dak is basically, and I hate to say this, but Dak is in that space right now where he going to give us at least 1 to 2 opportunities to pick him off in the game. He on that Jay Cutler shit now. So the Matt Schaub shit now. You know what I'm saying? That Nate Peterman shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but listen. My bad, Dak. When you are a great defense or a good enough defense that can rise to the occasion like Tampa Bay, and if Villa playing, that could cause hell, even with Dallas having a great offensive line. So, and imagine that, like, I think Dallas going to lose this fucking game, man. Because for some reason, this is also their kryptonite. Tampa, well, Tom and Aaron. They can't find a way to beat these two motherfuckers, even when they got the better team. And I picked Dallas earlier in the year to beat Green Bay. And as fate would have it, these motherfuckers lost the game. So I'm actually confident in picking Tampa Bay. I'm actually, this ain't like no pick that I'm scared to make. I'm actually very confident in Tampa Bay. This is one of my more confident picks I done made for these playoffs in round 1 so far. Like, this one of the ones that's not really bothering me. It's not lingering on my mind. Like, because if Dallas win, then Dallas will probably play a great game like they supposed to. But I'm banking on the fact that Dallas probably not going to play a great game. And I think Tampa is going to rise to the occasion. Like, this one ain't too hard for me. I'm not going to lie to you. But then we get to them boys over there. Yes, sir. Them boys in Santa Clara, because they're not actually in San Francisco. The 49ers, led by that dog, that coach, bro. I told you, he my favorite coach in the NFL. I am biased. I continuously praise this dude every time I get to talk about the 49ers because I just believe he is an unbelievable head coach. And that is that boy. Give it up. Kyle Shanahan. Hey, what he has done to the culture and for the team in San Francisco, bro. I'm telling you. See, it's a difference between a good coach and a fucking great franchise. See, you got great quarterbacks, but you got franchise quarterbacks. You got great head coaches, but you got franchise head coaches. What Jim Harbaugh did was cool. What Kyle Shanahan doing is legendary. If this motherfucker can find a way to, bro, because of my love for Kyle Shanahan, I truly want to pick the 49ers to get to the Super Bowl, but I'm not doing it because I told you, I'm riding with them Eagles. I started the season riding with them. I'm going to finish the season riding with them. But, man, I'm telling you, bro, what Kyle Shanahan has done with the 49ers to me, it just don't get enough credit. People like to always talk about his record and all this bullshit. But I was riding with him last year, just like I'm riding with him this year, just like I rode with him last year and the year before that. Kyle Shanahan is a franchise head coach, bro. He changes your franchise. You know, if you have Kyle Shanahan and you get to see, I think one of the things that's also don't work for Kyle Shanahan, he got a GM that actually worked with him, not against him. They make moves together. They don't make moves and tell each other about them afterwards. They come, and that's important when you had those type of relationships as a GM. And it's also not a false relationship where, you know, they know the head coach needs something, but they really not going out there and spending big to go get the head coach the shit he need. Like it's not one of them and expecting the coach to be happy at all times, like you got over there in Baltimore. But that's neither here nor there. Kyle Shanahan to me, what he has done with the team. I mean, just look at I talked about it earlier in one of the reviews earlier in the year, one of the breakdowns. Or one of the recaps of Sunday football. For a team to start, they done had 3 fucking quarterbacks this year, bro. The last pick in the NFL draft is balling out, bro. And I have to remain, you know, I try not to overhype Brock Purdy, but I'm telling you, if you watch this dude play, and listen, I understand Kyle Shanahan's offense is set up to where he don't need a quarterback to be Patrick Mahomes or he could have beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs if not for Jimmy G missing throws. He could have beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl with the Falcons. If not for buffoonery at the play calling position, which is on him. It's on him. But when you look at what he done for this team, to have 3 different quarterbacks. Now you got the last pick in the draft balling out. To see no Debo. That's all right. We're going to get Kittle back to playing like the legendary tight end that he is. Like everything, the defense, like the moves he make, his coaching staff, like, bro, Kyle Shanahan is unreal. That's why I really do want this man to win a Super Bowl. I really want Kyle Shanahan to win a Super Bowl and get himself a franchise quarterback because look at how we talk about Andy Reid right now that he has Pat Mahomes. We knew Andy was great with all the quarterbacks he done had in the past, but we always wished if Andy could get him a franchise, a legitimate, bona fide franchise guy. Now, he ended up getting one of the greatest quarterbacks that's ever going to play this game in Patty Mahomes, Pat McGoat. But imagine if I really want Lamar Jackson to end up in Santa Clara. If I could put Lamar Jackson on any team in football, like if I had a wish and they was like, you could put Lamar on one team in football right now, where would it be? It's San Francisco. I want him in Levi Stadium with Kyle Shanahan, and Kyle Shanahan is winning multiple Super Bowls with Lamar. There's just no 2 ways around it. You give Kyle Shanahan Lamar Jackson, he is winning multiple Super Bowls. It is no 2 ways around it. I love John Harbaugh. But they don't. Kyle Shanahan is the offensive play caller and the head coach for his team and a motivator, a guy that people clearly his team get behind him. His players clearly love him. his organization, his city. When people were saying Kyle Shanahan was on the hot seat, it was 49er fans who was like, bro, y'all motherfuckers need to shut the fuck up. Kyle Shanahan ain't going nowhere. That's the energy. Like, we give, to me, if you think Andy Reid is the greatest head coach of all time, because there's people out there who think Andy Reid is actually the greatest head coach of all time, then Kyle Shanahan is the young Andy Reid, because Kyle Shanahan is unbelievable. Like, I done watched Kyle Shanahan since he was the OC in Washington. And then when he moved on to the Falcons, and then when he moved on to, finally he got his head coaching opportunity when Baltimore was supposed to give him an opportunity at OC, but they hired Trestman instead of him. Kyle Shanahan always was going to become an NFL head coach. His pops was an NFL head coach. I still think it's wild that his dad coached Mike McCaffrey, I think is his name. And now he coached the son, Christian McCaffrey. And that is such a big thing, because I told you when Christian got traded, the destinations that I thought he would be great in, one of them was always San Fran. And now that he in San Fran, when he got traded, I told you, this is about to be a otherworldly type of offense. Because what Kyle Shanahan was able to do with this fucking offense with makeshift running backs, now what he about to do with a bona fide running back who can legitimately be a slot receiver is going to be like nothing we have ever seen. You thought what Christian McCaffrey did with Cam that 1 year was great. Now watch what he is about to do with Kyle Shanahan's offense. Kyle is his new Cam, because Kyle Shanahan is they always call offensive people gurus and all this shit. They throw that term around real light. They love throwing that term around. Kyle Shanahan is an offensive guru who happens to be a God-level NFL head coach also. I don't care that he don't got no Super Bowl. I know Kyle Shanahan gonna get a Super Bowl, and it ain't a lot of coaches out there, if any, that could do what Kyle Shanahan is able to do with an offense and a team without having a bona fide quarterback. It's just not many out there that could do what he did. Motherfuckers done won 10 games in a row, or 11 in a row, I think. Kyle Shanahan is unbelievable. This offense, this defense is clicking. I think Deebo Samuels will end up coming back this weekend for the playoff game. I'm taking them against the Seahawks. The Seahawks are up against a juggernaut. It is absolutely no way, unless Brock Purdy decide to have one of his worst games or his worst game of the season, which I don't even think that would kill him, because I think the defense on San Fran is good enough. I saw Geno. I like Geno. Love the season he done had. Happy for him. I don't think he is going to do much against this defense in San Fran. This is just a whole different type of animal. The type of quarterbacks that it would take to be able to penetrate a San Fran, because I remember a couple years ago when this defense was hitting on these type of levels, the only quarterbacks that was able to beat them was great quarterbacks, really. Lamar eked out a win against them. It was another dude. I can't even remember him at the moment. I'm forgetting my boy's name. But then you got this year. Pat Mahomes was able to put his foot in their ass. Like, if you are a top tier quarterback, and you know how I feel about Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes, you can beat San Fran because it take that type of quarterback. The beauty is it ain't that type of quarterback they're going to face in the playoffs this year, aside from Tom Brady, maybe Jalen Hurts. This San Francisco team is just going to be too much for the Seahawks. I just do not think the Seahawks are good enough to beat this San Francisco team. Not to mention, Geno, as good as I think he's been, I don't think he is good enough to dissect this San Francisco defense. I just think they will be far too much for him. This game could get out of hand. But of course, it won't be like the fucking national championship game where it's a 65-7 game. This is why I continue to say college football is a joke. And I'm going to continue to continuously say college football is a joke. This is why when they decided Alabama wasn't going to make the college playoffs, I said, okay, well, Georgia's going to win because Georgia was clearly the best team in there. Unless Ohio State pulled off some bullshit, it was no way that Georgia was losing this shit. And when I knew that TCU was who they was playing in the national champ, I said Georgia already done won the champ. They crowned these motherfuckers winners at halftime because it was like 31-0, bro. Or 31-7. TCU ain't even that bad of a team as what you saw on Monday night. but they are that bad against the SEC, bro. They 65-7, bro. In a national championship game. That is the last game of the season for college football, their biggest game. And you wonder why Alabama is constantly in the game or in the tournament. Because that's the game that you want to see. Alabama, Georgia. Because that's the team that could have given them a shot. Because those are two teams that have full NFL ready teams. The only position that's not NFL ready all the time is the quarterback position, even though Alabama got 3 quarterbacks walking around the NFL. Because Stetson Bennett is not an NFL quarterback, in my opinion. Happy for him. Legendary Georgia player. Aaron Murray was legendary too, and he wasn't no NFL quarterback. So Stetson Bennett, I don't believe 4-year quarterbacks most of the time in this day and age are superstars. Lamar didn't stay 4 years. I don't think Pat Mahomes stayed 4 years. Now, mind you, Pat Mahomes wasn't even as big in college. Nowhere near as big in college as some of these other dudes were. Deshaun Watson, I think, did stay 4 years, or he stayed 3 years. He got them 2 national championships, and he left after he got the. No, he didn't. He stayed. Bro, I think Deshaun Watson stayed 4 years, which was stupid. But, bro, it's something about them Clemson motherfuckers, bro, because I think Trevor Lawrence stayed 4 years because he went back instead of leaving out. Either they stayed 4 or 3 years. Either way, bro, most of the great quarterbacks ain't staying no 3 or 4 years in college nowadays. They getting up out of there as soon as they can. But when I look at back to the game, because I'm not here to talk about Georgia and that's just my thought. College football is a joke. Stetson Bennett is good in college. I don't think he's gonna be no NFL quarterback. But back to the Seahawks 49ers game. I just think the 49ers are a juggernaut right now. I don't think the San Francisco 49ers are getting that. They ain't losing at home to the Seahawks, bro. I understand this is another divisional game. It'll be the 3rd time they done faced this team this year. Don't give a damn. Don't give a damn. The 49ers got momentum. They got the defense. They got the offense. They got the coach. They got the crowd. See, that's another thing about San Fran. They ain't worried about their crowd being taken over by other fans and shit like that. Like the Rams got to worry about, or the Chargers got to worry about the other team having more fans in their stadium than they actually have. They ain't worried about that over there in Santa Clara and Levi Stadium. They gonna have the home field. So I'm taking San Francisco to win this game and to move on because I got San Francisco going to the NFC Championship game. But listen, bro, this ain't the round 2 predictions. So ignore what you just heard and let's keep it moving. Now, the last game, the Vikings. They are at home taking on the New York Giants. Now, this game ain't, for me, as hard to pick as the Jaguars game. That Jaguars-Chargers game is I still do not know who I'm picking in that game. I don't even know if I'm going to do a Week 18 recap because I might do a Week 18 recap, but I'm probably not going to do a Week 18 recap because the Week 18 recap no longer matters because the regular season does not matter anymore. It's a whole new season when the playoffs hit, so it really is no purpose of doing. But I might do a send-off Week 18 type video, but I really don't think that I need to do that. However, with all that being said, hold up real quick. It breaks my heart. They believe in us. God did. But listen, with all that being said, Minnesota and the Giants, I ignore all that shit I was just saying. Minnesota and the Giants, because I'm losing my train of thought, bro. Trying to do multiple things at once. Minnesota Giants. I'm taking this ain't as hard a game for me to pick as the Charger 49er one. I mean Charger Jaguars. That's a tough fucking game for me to pick. Like, still haven't come up with the who I'm picking in that game. I thought I was gonna make that. Like I was saying, I thought I was gonna make that pick in my Week 18 recap. But like I said, I don't know if I'm even gonna do a Week 18 recap. But I gotta figure out a way to put that pick out. But I just don't. I might not even make a pick in that game. I might just say fuck it. Nah, I'm gonna make a pick. I ain't gonna be no pussy. But either way, back to this game. I'm taking the Giants. I don't know why I am necessarily taking, and I'm not taking the Giants. I'm taking the Vikings. as much as I want to take the Giants in this game, I do think the Vikings will end up getting this win. I think the Vikings are a better team. Even though they're not playing like the better team right now, I just don't trust Daniel Jones, the Saquon Daniel Jones. I don't trust the offense of the Giants. They could just go out there and have a complete dud. I know the Vikings will at least give me 2 touchdowns. They're going to at least score 1 in the first quarter and probably 2 in the fourth, bro. So I know they're going to at least give me 21 points. So, and they at home. And the crowd in Minnesota is pretty lit most of the time. They do that little clap shit. But I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings to win a close game in Minnesota. I do think the Giants will figure out ways to score because I do not trust the Minnesota Viking defense. They are horrid. But I do believe that the Minnesota Vikings will end up eking out a win. And that's really all I got to say about that game. I really don't want to do a deep dive into that game because I don't really like watching either of these two teams play. I will say, though, the Thibodeau dude, bro, you know who Jeff Saturday is, bro. And if you don't, these 22-year-old, 20-year-old dudes, man, y'all motherfuckers be disrespectful for no reason, bro. I swear. It was like the Quay Walker shit, bro. I was looking at the game. I forgot to mention that the other day. I was watching the Quay Walker shit that happened on Sunday night, bro, with Quay Walker pushing the medical staff. Man, what the fuck going on through your head, my guy? And I saw him crying going up the I think he really was asking himself, like, bro, why the fuck did I do that? That's what you had to be saying, because that had to be one of the most bozo type acts of behavior I've ever seen on a football field. Like, bro, what the fuck you push? And then you got bozo behind him, Watt, who come up and push the trainer also. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is it? He lucky he didn't get thrown out the game. I'm like, bro, what is these dudes on, bro? Like, yo, yeah. Hey, man. Shout out to y'all for watching, bro. That being said, tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You could be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody. They'll appreciate it. Saint out.
Winning has a price. And leadership has a price. So I pull people along when they didn't want to be pulled. I challenge people when they don't want to be challenged.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, you know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.